Barakah, Halayim La, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders that prophesied and rule well for the hopeful 144 and 1/3 of Yasharallah, who this world refers to as Israel, starting at the house of great millstone. Shalom to you, Akim, who teach and learn in sincerity. Shalom to the Akwith, who learn in sincerity. It's your brother, Ch9. And this will be the book of Judith, chapter 9, with precepts. Okay. So I try to get my daily reading in, and I variate from the Apocrypha to the Old Testament and the New Testament. Okay. And last night's reading was the book of Judith. And I've been praying for an increase of wisdom, and Yahweh Bashim Yahushua put it in my heart to take, when I'm reading like the Apocrypha, put more time into bringing these precepts from the Old and New Testament to the Apocrypha, okay, to write them out, and then vice versa into the Old and New Testament, put the Apocrypha precepts in there. Another thing I've been doing is searching the map for every chapter that I read now for the locations so I can get a better understanding. So just praying for the increase of wisdom. So before I get off into this Judith, I want to start off with this precept. Revelations 3 and 20. And by the way, I pray that this be edifying to the body. Revelations 3 and 20. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come into him and will sup with him, and with he with me. Okay, do you understand the importance of supper? Supper is now been watered down and diluted, but in past times, supper was a family gathering, occasion where you sat down and you had quality time and quality conversation to build upon your relationship. Okay, and that's what we have to do with Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Okay. All right, and I want to get that in the Bible comparison. NLT, look, I stand at the door and knock. If you hear my voice and open the door, I will come in and we will share a meal together as friends. Okay, now what's that meal? Okay, that living word. Okay, remember he said his flesh was the meat, and his blood was the drink. Okay, and that's all spiritual, symbolic for taking in this word, all of it. Okay, so spend that time with Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Okay, Revelations 3 and 21. To him that overcometh will I grant to sit with me in my throne, even as I also overcome and am set down with my Father and his throne. Okay, so this is a promise for Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Once again, he said, in my Father's house are many mansions. I go to prepare the way for you. All right. Now, here's one more I want to get into before we get into the Judith. Okay. This is Baruch 4 and 28. For as it was your minds to go astray from Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. And who is he talking about? He is talking to Yasharallah, he Prince of Power, you so-called African Americans, Native Americans, Hispanics, including you speckled birds that look like other nations, but your father's seed, the heritage, goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We went astray. Okay, we went a horn after these other idols, these lowercase gods, wood and stone and vanity. Okay, to this very day. So, being returned, seek him 10 times more. Now, how can you seek him 10 times more? Okay, by first of all, acknowledging who he is, the true power, Yahweh, Yah, he, Howah, exists, be, Bahashem, Ba, in, Ha, the, Sham, name, Yahweh Shai, Yah, he, Howah Shai, salvation, deliverance. Okay, then coming in true repentance. All right, and then after repentance, spending the time once again supping. All right. So now let's get into this book of Judith, and once again, I pray that this be edifying. This is going to be the book of Judith with precepts. Judith chapter 9. Okay. Judith fell upon her face and put ash upon her head and uncovered the sackcloth wherewith she was clothed. And about the time that the incense of that evening was offered in Jerusalem in the house of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Judith cried with a loud voice and said, okay, and I already got a precept for that right away. The additions of Esther, okay? If you have the Apocrypha book, this will be chapter 15, but on this app, it's chapter 5, okay? Verse 1, Queen Esther also, being in fear of death, resorted unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and laid away her glorious apparel and put on the garments of anguish and mourning. And instead of precious ornaments, she covered her head with ash and dung. Sound familiar? Okay, the sign of weeping and mourning and begging and anguish. And she humbled her body greatly, and all the place of her joy she filled with torn hair. Okay, so you gotta show face to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, that you fear, and that you fear the condition, and that you beg for his help. Okay. Back to Judith chapter 9, verse 2. Okay. Oh Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, Abba, Allah, power of my father Simeon. Okay, so she's a Simeonite, or of the tribe of Simeon, to whom thou giveth a sword to take vengeance of the strangers, who loosen the girdle of a maid to defile her, and discover the thigh to her shame, and pollute her virginity to her reproach. For thou sayest, it shall not be so. Now remember, these other nations should not have our women. However, part of the curses, we give marriage to them. Okay, it's okay for an Israelite man to take wife, but it's not appropriate for our women, you so-called African Americans, Native Americans, Hispanics, to be with these foreign nations. Okay, but however, we're under these curses. For thou saidest, it shall not be so, and yet thy did so. Okay, so she's praying that the rape, the pillaging of the women of our nation stop. Wherefore thou givest thy rulers to be slain, so that they drieth their blood, they drieth their bed in blood, being deceived, and smoteth the servant with their lords, and the lords upon their thrones, and has given their wives for a prey, and their daughters to be captives, and all their spoils to be delivered amongst thy dear children, which were moved with thy zeal, and abhorred the pollution of their blood, and called upon thee for aid, O Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, my Abba. Fear, Salakia, hear me also, a widow. Okay, for thou hast weighed not only these things, but also the things which fell out before, and which ensued after. Thou hast thought upon the things which are now and which are to come. Okay, and that's going to take me to this precept, Second Esdras. Okay, chapter 6, starting at verse 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's heel held first the heel of Esau. And what is that? What is that all spiritually represent. It's symbolic of Esau is the kingdom that we living in, which the Wada Yahweh Shema Shah will be the last wicked ruled kingdom, this eon, okay, this time. Following is the righteous kingdom of Yasharallah set up and established through Yahweh Shai, okay, and King David, all right, and through Jacob's loins, and basically, when Rebecca was birthing them, Esau came out first, and Jacob was holding that hill because they had been fighting. But spiritually, Jacob was pulling down the power hold that we now live in. Okay, he was bringing it down, saying that you're now, we're next. Okay, for Esau is the end of the world that this current time that we live in, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So Yahweh Basim Yahushua has predetermined everything. Okay, it's written out. It's his will. It's not going to waver. And basically here in Judith, you see that she has perfectly understanding in that. Okay, in verse 5. Okay, yea, what things thou didst determine were ready at hand, and said, lo, we are here, for all thy ways are prepared, and thy judgments are in thy foreknowledge. So once again, foreknowledge. So this is his story. There's no way it can go off. It can't go off course. Because why? He's the all power, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Okay, for behold, the Assyrians are multiplied in their power. They are exalted with horses and men. Thy glory, they glory in the strength of their footmen. They trust in the shields and spears and bows and sling, and know not that thou art Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai that breaketh the battle. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and is thy name. So once again, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is going to set an example like he's done to these nations. He's always brought them up like he did Pharaoh, a Xerxes from 300, King Dinosaur. All of these nations have mighty armies, okay? Ptolemy, who the Maccabees was going against, they had mighty armies that outnumbered Yasharallah. But look, we're going to back this up with precept, okay? This is Isaiah 31 and 3. Have we heard this before? Now the Egyptians are men and not Isaiah 31 and 3. Now the Egyptians are man and not God. Okay? And their horses, flesh. And these horses, what are the modern day horses going to now? The military complex, whether it be your tanks, your warships, your firefighters, the missiles, the drones, all of that is the flesh. Is basically elements, okay? And not spirit. That's right. When Yahweh Bashem Yahushua shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that help on shall fall down, and they shall fail together. Okay, so no matter the numbers of the people, it doesn't matter, because Yahweh Bashem Yahushua has these angels always encamping those who fear him, his children. Okay, Yasharallah, that is, he Prince of Power. Okay, back to this Judith 9 and 8. Throw down their strength and thy power, and bring down their force and thy wrath. And he always does, okay? For thy have purpose to defile the sanctuary, and to pollute the tabernacles where thy glorious name resteth, and to cast down with sword the horns of thy altar. Now you can read all about this in the Maccabee books, in the Maccabee brothers. That's what they had to go against continuously. The temple being ransacked and have to defend it off. Okay, behold their pride, and send their wrath upon Salakia. Behold their pride, and send the wrath upon their heads. Give unto my hand, which am a widow, the power that I have conceived. Okay? So she's praying, like, give us the might, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Smite by the deceit of my lips, the servant with the prince, and the prince with the servant. Break down their statements. And I didn't know what statement was. So what did the apostles teach us to do? Research. Don't over skip it. Statement is an appearance, a mighty appearance. So she's saying that this army, no matter how might they seem, break down their stainless, they're stateless by the hand of a woman. So no matter how great, once again, as Zorsis from the 300, she's praying with the faith to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, give me the words, put it in my heart to deceive these people and destroy them. Now I have a I have a precept that brings joy to my heart. Yesterday I was reading Judith. The day before I was reading Judges. Okay, I can get right to it. Judges 4 and 9. Okay, and this is Deborah speaking to Barak, okay, and she said, I will surely go with thee, notwithstanding the journey that thou taketh shall not be for thy honor. So, Barak is leading his army, but he is not going to receive the honor in this battle. For Yahweh Bashim Yahushua shall sell Syria, and I made a slightly pronounced that, but he is a captain unto the hands of a woman. And Deborah arose and went with Baruch to Kadesh. Now, at the end, you're going to see that down farther in this chapter, Sarah was actually had fled from his host because they all got murdered. So as he fled, Barak pursued him. He turned into Joel Camp, which is the wife of Salakia. Here, if I'm going to go there, just go there. Okay, howbeit Sarah fled away. Salakia. Judges 4 and 17. Howbeit Sarah fled away on his feet to the tent of Joel, the wife of Heber, the Kenite, for there was peace between Jabin, the king of Hazor, and the house of Heber, the Kenite. And Joel went out to meet Sarai and said unto him, Turn in, my lord, turn in to me, fear not. And when he had turned into her, into the tent, she covered him with a mantle, which is just a large covering, whether it be a rug or some type of throw over. Okay. And he said unto her, Give me, I pray thee, a little water to drink, for I am thirsty. And she opened a bottle of milk and gave him to drink and covered him. Again he said unto her, Stand in the door of the tent, and it shall be when any man doth come and inquire of thee, and say, Is there any man here, that thou shalt say no? Then Joel, Heber's wife, took a nail of the tent and took a hammer in her hand and went softly into him and smote the nail into his temple and fastened it into the ground, for he was fast asleep and weary, so he died. All right, so once again, up here, that promise was made of 9, where it says, for Yahweh Bashim Yahushua shall sell Syria, and I'm sorry for hacking his name, into the hands of a woman. Okay, so that's the faith right here. You see Judith having when she's speaking to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. This is all being passed down. Okay, this history. All right, this is Judith 9 and 11. For the power standeth not in the multitude, nor thy might in strong man, for thou art a Allah power of the afflicted, and helper of the oppressed, and upholder of the weak, a protector of the forlorn, a savior of them that are without hope. Okay? And now we're going to go over to Psalms 33 and 16. There is no king saved by the multitude of thy hosts. So it doesn't matter the size of your army. And that's one thing that you need to understand over here, the United Snakes of America, spiritual Babylon. Having your faith, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help because they believe in their might. A mighty man is not delivered by much strength, okay? And horse is a vain thing for safety. And remember, these modern day horses are your tanks, and it's believing in your military complex. Neither shall he deliver any by his great strength. Okay? So once again, United States of America, super boastful. Behold, the eyes of Yahweh Bashem Yahshai is upon them that fear him, upon them that hope and his kasad, his mercy. So you see right here how that lines up with what Judith is praying for. Okay, is right there. All right, this is Judith 9 and 12. I pray thee, O Yahweh Bashem Yahushua of my father, and Allah power of the inheritance of Yasharallah, you so-called African Americans, Native Americans, Hispanics, including you speckled birds. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua of heavens and earth, creator of the waters, king of every creature, hear thou my prayers. See, she acknowledges that, unlike these Edomites that think that they're the God, the Lord over us and over everything. Keep up. MOTB. Keep up. Mark of the beast. Okay? Coming near you. All right? 13. And make my speech and my deceit to be their wound and stripe, who have purposed cruel things against thy covenant and thy hallowed house, which is holy, and against the top of Sion, which is Yasharallah, and against the house of the possession of thy children. Okay? And that's why Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is coming back with vengeance, all right? Because you stole a man, you stole his children. And make every nation and tribe to acknowledge that thou art Yahweh Bashem Yahushai of all power and might, and that there is none other that protecteth the people of Yasharallah but thee, but thou. Okay, I'm gonna read that 14 one more time. Judith 9 and 14. And make every nation and tribe to acknowledge that thou art Yahweh Bashem Yahushai of all power and might, and that there is none other that protecteth the people of Yasharallah but thou. Okay, and I'm going to end this. I pray that this has been edifying. I'm going to end this on Jeremiah 46 and 27. But fear not thou, O my servant Jacob, but be not dismayed, O Yasharallah, for behold, I will save thee from afar off, coming meaning Yahweh Shai and the hosts, the angels coming in them chariots, okay, from a very far off, all right, and thy seed from the land of their captives. Where is that? Throughout all the four corners of the earth, okay. And Jacob shall return and be in rest and at ease, and none shall make him afraid. Okay, so are we living in these conditions today? No, not at this moment. So no, not in this moment are we in the new covenant. Fear thou not, O Jacob, my servant, with Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Salakia saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, for I am with thee, for I will make a full end of all the nations whereof I have driven thee. Okay, once again, the four corners of the earth. But I will not make a full end of thee. What does that mean? He will not destroy the remnant, the 1/3, but correct thee and measure. Yet I will not have thy holy unpunished. Okay, yet I will not leave thee wholly unpunished. I'm gonna read that one more time. Yet I will not leave thee, who is thee, Jacob, fully unpunished. Okay. All right, why? Because the 2/3 have to receive that punishment on this side. It's written, okay? And once again, this has been the book of Judith, chapter 9, with precepts. I pray that it was edifying. Shalom.